Hey everyone, this is part 3 of the Cat Clicker project. It's part of Udacity's front-end nanodegree program, and they have some lessons that cover the model view octopus, or basically the model view controller pattern. And so in part 1 and 2 we created this cat clicker where we can count the number of clicks each cat gets, and it's stored, and it's using a controller that's talking between the model and the view. And in this video, we're going to create the functionality or build in the functionality of this input form or this admin form. So whenever we click on a cat, all of its data will be listed down here. And we can make changes and we can OK, and it will be reflected automatically. And so to start, we're going to start by editing this form. So by default, I don't want this form to show up. This is a button here that I want to be able to click and show the form, and click and hide the form. So what we're going to do is I've got this form down here, and I'm going to give it the class of hidden, and that just gives it a display of none. And this H3 as well, I want hidden. So if I save this, there we go. Now I want to be able to click this, and it shows up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the app, and in here we need to get a hold of the admin button, and we need to get hold of those items that are hidden. And so I'm going to just copy and paste these. These are my DOM elements. For interest of time, I'm going to just copy paste. And so what is this? This is the button, the admin button, and then this is a query selector of all hidden admin elements. So that's the H3 and the form. And so when we're setting up our event listener for cat display, we're going to add event listener to our admin button. So admin button, add event listener. And as a matter of fact, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this, and we are going to actually no, we are going to use a named function. So we're going to use an underscore naming for basically a helper function or a private function to the cat view, and we're going to say toggle admin elements, right? And so this function we're going to write down here. And the reason why I'm making it a separate function, I'll explain in a second. But first, let's create the function itself. So elements. So when we run this, what we want to do is we want to loop through these hidden elements, right? There's 2 of them. So we're going to use a for each, and it takes a function. And we'll use the arrow function. So we're going to take element class list and essentially just toggle hidden. So if it's on, it'll be off, and if it's off, it's on. So toggle admin elements, toggle admin elements. That should work. Let's see what happens. Oh, something broke. I probably named something wrong here. Toggle admin. Oh, yeah, I knew it. Hidden admin elements is here. It doesn't like this function. Add event listener, click toggle. Oh, I'm missing the S. Look at that. Okay, and now the reason why I separated that and made it into its own function is because I want the cancel button to do just that. But I can't just pass that function to it. And for some reason, whenever you click on the cancel button, it'll also submit, and I don't quite get that. I don't know, maybe by default buttons have submit on them. I don't know. But as you can see here, I don't have submit on it, right? I only have submit on the submit button, but on cancel it doesn't have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of that cancel button right here, and we're going to add also an event listener to that cancel button. But this time we're going to use an anonymous function because we need that the event. and so that we can then call event prevent default so it doesn't submit the form. And then we're going to call toggle admin elements. So now our cancel button also hides the form essentially. Next thing we need is we need to fill out the information so whenever a cat is clicked. So what we'll do is we need to grab hold of these different input forms, and I have already grabbed those here. There's cat name, cat image, cat alt. They all correspond to the actual admin forms right here. See, there's a input type for the name, which is text, and right we have ID, cat name, cat image. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab those down here. Might as well get the submit button too while we're at it. We get everything together. And I am going to paste those here, and I am going to actually hit enter there. Let's uncomment them. Great. So now we need to populate that form. So we're going to use another hidden, or not another hidden, but another private variable. We'll say it fill admin form, right? And we'll take a type. We'll take a cat object to do that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to say the cat name value equals the cat dot name, cat image value equals cat image, and then the cat alt value equals cat alt text, and then the last one is the count value, and that equals the cat count. Okay, so where can we call this? Well, render is a good spot because we're already getting a cat object sent to it. So why not just say, well, you know what, after you show the cat information and make that whole little image thing, why don't we also fill out the form just in case? So now, oh, it didn't like something. 75, I'm missing a token somewhere. I need to call this a function. I can start by doing that. There we go. And so now when I click on this, beautiful, there's our cat information, right? And like I said, when you click on this, it's also calling whenever you click on a different cat, it's also firing off that fill out the form. So this works great. So next thing we want to do is be able to edit these names and hit OK and save those changes. So what we're going to do is we are going to now implement that. So we need to do a couple of things. Just like we did here where we did the prevent default, we're going to do that with the add the submit button as well. So we're going to do submit button, and we are going to say add event listener, and we're going to say click, and then we're going to do function event. And then here, first thing we're going to do is we're going to say, well, event prevent default, right? Now we need to pass the values, all of these guys, cat name, cat image, cat alt, cat count. We need to pass this to the octopus. They've changed, so ideally we want a function on the octopus to change the values. So we'll come over to the function and we'll say, well, function, well, octopus, let's get a new function here. And we're going to call this change selected cat, and we're going to take 4 different values, right? We're going to take name, we're going to take image, alt text, and count. Okay, and when we get those values, we're going to take the selected cat, because that's the one that'll be showing up in that box, and we're going to set those values equal to it. We don't know which one changed, so we're just going to pass them all. In the interest of time, we're just going to say all of these values alt are now set to these new values, right? And then the last one we need is the count, in case somebody's inputted a different count. And then once we've done that, we need to do a couple of things. We need to also call cat view and re-render the image, and pass selected cat. And we also need to do the list view re-render that and pass the model so that it'll extract the name from the array of objects and list it. And so next thing we need to do is we need to expose that function. And now, back in our view, in our submit button, what we're going to do is we're going to call the octopus change selected cat, and now we're going to pass 4 different things, and we're going to pass the cat name value, cat image value, cat alt value, and the last but not least, cat image, oh sorry, cat count value. Great. So whenever we submit that, hit that submit that OK button, we will be sending new cat information. So let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. So we open up Clyde or Bonnie, and we say admin, and we say coding cat, and we change the value of this guy here. Coding cat is freaking out. And we hit OK, and it updates. And it's gotten 23 clicks. And it even updates over here. And as you can see, we switch back, and so we can tell Clyde to be a different cat now. So Clyde will be this guy. Clyde sitting on a laptop. We hit OK, and boom, we're good to go. And it still works, and it reflects here the changes, and the names even updates right here. And so we're good. So I hope that helps with this project. I know that it's a little bit tricky in the course because we're seeing this new methodology, this new pattern of thinking, and I know that it'll eventually help with like React projects and stuff that come later on in the course. So I hope this has helped, and I plan to record more videos. So if you want to subscribe so you get any alerts, so when I put out a new one, that would be awesome. So thanks for watching, and again, I hope this really helps. If not, leave some comments, let me know if there's anything that I could have there's different ways to do stuff. There's 100 different ways, so if you have a better, or not rather better, but just a different solution, maybe a more concise solution, I'd love to see it. So just post some comments in the bottom, and cool. See you guys later.